This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning everyone. Are you all able to hear me?
This
And
conference will now be
DevOps.
recorded.
So this course contents are like Azure and Azure DevOps, as you can see from this thing. So initially we will discuss the courses about Azure Administrator, and then we will cover Azure DevOps related topics, right? So as you all know, what is, if I have to explain what is Azure, Azure is a cloud service from Microsoft, right? There are many cloud services are available in market, like Amazon has AWS, Microsoft has Azure, Google has GCP, or means Google Cloud Provider. Similarly, we have Oracle Cloud, and all there are many cloud providers are there. Second thing is DevOps. What is DevOps and all? We will discuss it in maybe in some times after some time. But before that, we need to understand what is cloud. Cloud, as you all know, cloud is something like one of the very most demanding topic on current IT market. Whether you have zero experience or with you are experienced guy, cloud has lot of opportunities, and cloud has a huge market globally, because many organizations are already migrated to cloud or in the process of migrating to cloud. But before that, we need to understand then what is cloud, why it is so much important now. To answer that question, answer is very clear. The infrastructure cost of every organizations were very high, right? So let me explain that by opening a new slide. I hope you all can see my screen. Okay. So if you'll see, whenever any organization, right? When any organization work, and if digitalization in current market is a must. When I'm saying digitalization, in simpler term, you need to make your whole business internet based. That means you should have website, you should have all your data, all your applications should be on the online, right? And that is nothing but digitalization. Whatever organization you can see now, they won't exist or they won't operate without digitalization. And cloud is one of the primary medium to make any organizations to the in the other way of digitalization, right? So if you will see, when any organization go for a digitalization, let's consider about a bank or any small organization like any cab provider or Zomato, like food ordering application. Whatever application you take, they need one website. They need a website first, right? So when I'm saying it's a website, that means it is internet based, right? How a website work? Let's try to understand that. We see a very high fancy website for every organization, right? Whenever you will type www.youtube.com or www.swiggy.com or whatever you do, so you will see a website. So basically a website is nothing but a web page. It could be HTML or it is a Java or a .NET based web page, right? Where this web page will be located, it will be stored in a web server. Okay, so it will be stored in a web server, right? And whenever we are accessing that website, right, basically we are fetching some data. Like suppose you go to Swiggy, you wouldn't wanted to know your what all restaurants are nearby, what all food items are available currently. All those informations are nothing but the data, right? So we are browsing those data, we are selecting, okay, I need this food or this restaurant is nearer to us, and again we are checking the ratings. So all those informations are data. Data is stored in a database, right? Data will be stored in a database, and database will be stored in a database server, right? So, and whatever operation we are doing, like we are selecting some item, we are inquiring some which food is good, which is nearer, which is not available, which can be available easily, all those things is like some are operated through some application, right? So the third thing which is required for any business to operate is application. So those application is nothing but the coding thing, the codes, right? The programming language, the programs. So who will operate, or who will basically operate between the web server and the database server to complete our request, right? So these applications will be stored in a separate server called application server. So now forget about this, the web server, database server, or application. So end of the day, what we understand, to run any business, we need lot of hardware stuff, right? I'm trying to discuss, whoever joined yesterday, they understand now why cloud is required. That is what we are trying to discuss here today. So to operate any business, we need many hardware infrastructure. When I'm saying hardware infrastructure, in IT there are two or three type of information is required. One is hardware, one is software, and another one is networking. Three things are required. So under hardware, what all hardware stuffs are there? First thing is server. First thing is server. Server is nothing but, if you don't know about what is a server, you can imagine your a higher version of your desktop PC or laptop PC. Laptop. It is higher configuration, but that is called server, right? Then what else we need? Where we are keeping all those data? Just try to relate with your day-to-day activity, whatever you do with your PC or laptop, you can easily understand. So now we need a desktop or PC in business terminology, that is called server. Second thing is we need a hard disk, right? Without hard disk, where we will put? That means that is a storage, right? Again, for faster operation, we need a database, right? So database will come here. Third one is we need network stuff. That means we need router, we need network cables, we need gateways, right? All those things we will discuss later on, right? So that is similarly after storage, server, storage, database, switches. So all those things will come under our hardware stuff. Similarly, we also need some software. Software means what? First thing is we need operating system, either Windows operating system or Linux operating system. Second thing, what we need, different application, whatever programming language we are installing, we need their software, application software. For example, I want a Java platform or a .NET or a Python or whatever. Those softwares we need. Second, different tools we are using. So those tools related softwares also we need, right? So now you can see, suppose one person wanted to start a business, right? One person wanted to start a business. Now the problem whatever he's facing is how he will do the business. Before doing the business, he has to create all those hardware, software, and all those information. Otherwise, it is difficult for him to create the make his business online, right? That is the reason many business also failed. Why? Because most of their expense or the savings, suppose I consider myself, right? I wanted to business, and I am having some 10-15 lakhs rupees in my hand. This is just a hypothetical example to explain you what is how it work how a business work. So I am having 10 lakhs rupees. I, along with two of my friend, we decided like, okay, let's start a startup. And what we had decided, we decided we will go for a we will go application just like Swiggy or Zomato, where we will we will create a application, okay, through which in our particular locality in Hyderabad, wherever I am staying, we will ask our different residents to order food using our application, and we will connect with the restaurants and we'll bring the based on the order will provide the food, right? It is a very smaller version of startup like Swiggy and Zomato. Then myself and my three friends, we decided like, okay, let's start it. So we hire a developer first, right? We hire a developer and we asked him, can you start coding for us? Can you start coding? He told like, okay, I can create a website for you, no problem. Then we told, okay, you will create a website, that is very good, but for that reason what you need? Then he told like, first of all, you need a workstation, you need server, you need some storage capacity, you need some database, you need some switches and all those other stuff, obviously the operating system and everything. Then we estimated, okay, some cost will be there, and we created. So what we did, because it is a smaller scale business, a small scale business, so we created three server, okay, three servers we created, and operating systems, and programming language, all network stuffs and all those things we have created. Then the next question is, where we will keep them? We cannot keep them because it is a small business, so we don't have any bigger setup. So where we will keep all these things? Then he told like, okay, we have to keep it in a data center, right? So I'm introducing a new word called data center, who have already know, that is very good. So data centers are nothing but where the servers and all these hardware setups are kept. So these are specialized rooms, okay. So data centers should have three things. What? Primarily three things. One is it should have a power backup, because if data center power will be failed, my server will be down, right? And if my server will be down, obviously my website will not work, nobody can order, so I cannot afford, my business will be impacted. So data center should have a 100% uninterruptible power supply. Second thing, because all these server, database, whatever hardware networking stuffs we have, they will generate heat, so it has to be fully air conditioned, means it has its own cooling system, right? Third one is, it should have a high bandwidth networking system, means high speed network or internet facility. These are the three things. So definitely I cannot put these servers, or I cannot create data center in my house. What I have to do, I have to rent a data center, right? Or I have to create a separate room in my office, whatever office we have higher created, we have to create a data center there. So that also takes a lot of cost, right? Now you can see how much problem any new business face and how cloud is going to address them, right? So first thing is, you can see I have to spend a lot of amount to purchase all these things, right? So before going to proper, I will tell you there are two type of business cost are there, right? Business cost broadly divided into two type of cost. What is that? One is capital cost. You can note them if you don't remember, otherwise. And another one is operation cost. So now let's try to understand what is capital cost. Capital cost is the cost which any business spent to set up the business. It is basically a one-time cost. One-time cost means, suppose you are going for a business, or if you wanted to buy a house, right? You can take example of your house. Suppose you wanted to buy a house. The cost which you are putting to to prepare the house, or to to construct the house, is called capital cost. That means that the cost involve, you first purchase a land, then you hire a was mistri sort of person who will build the house, then you purchase all those cement, sand, water connection, all those basic things, bricks, everything you purchase. So all those things, then once the house is ready, Obviously you have to create many things like iron rod and all, then electrical wirings, then painting, then interior. So whatever things you are doing to make the house livable, that is called your capital cost. So now your house is ready, right? You started staying there. To run the house every month you have to also pay something. What as though electricity bill, water bill, municipality tax, right? So because you are staying in area, so you have to for the road and all those things. Then your day-to-day house expenses. Sometimes one of your tube light is not working, so you have to replace it. Sometimes your fan stopped working, your AC is not working. So to make your house operational, whatever monthly basis you are paying, that is called your operational cost. I hope you all can understand now what is capital cost and what is operational cost. Similarly, in a business, we have to also have those two costs. One is capital cost. So in capital cost, you can see, let's put a table here, and where we can put capital cost in short called capex. You whenever you whoever are already working in some organization or whoever will work in some organization in future, you will always hear from the finance department these two terms very often. One is capex, one is opex. Capex means capital expense, in short called capex. In opex means operational expense or opex in short. So as we saw in so now without cloud, if any business is startup, what all things they have to spend. So capex is you have to purchase all this hardware, software, and networking stuff. Those are comes under your this thing. You take a data center or data center setup, so that is again another capex, right? Second thing is what you have to do, you have to rent a office. So office building is again data center, office building, all those things will come under capex. Now you need to know, now your business, you have your setup is ready. Now you hire some developer. So initial hiring will also comes under capex, hiring as hiring developer or hiring IT manager and all those things, right? Hiring resources. Now you hire all those people. Now what you have to do, your business, your website will be created. Once your whenever website will be created, every month you have to pay salary to your associates, right? Right, you have to pay salary to associate. That will come under operational cost, because that is not a one time cost. That is you have to pay every month, because you had hire 4 or 5 people. Some people are creating your website, some people are creating, some people are managing your this thing, right? So whenever you have so many servers, whenever you have so many database operate application, sorry, here also we can mention Java also our antivirus, right? Otherwise your system will be affected by viruses. Also we need some security applications, so those will also come under the software part. Now when all those things are happening, what will be the result? The result is you have to you have to hire some, not only developer, you have to hire some IT support engineer. IT support engineer, what they will do, they will manage your server, they will regularly install the patches, they will install antivirus, they will renew your softwares, right? Whenever your software is not working or out of date, they will install those things. So all those activity will be taken care by your IT support engineer, right? And apart from that, obviously the power bill, electricity bill, those I am not calculating because that is not directly matter of our concern, but those will be there. So now you can see your business is set up, right? Your business is set up, and you have did some big announcement in your current locality through some marketing team. Like now our company is ready. We have a very fancy website. We have an Android application. Now anyone wanted to order food quicker, very quality food, you can order using this location, and all those things have done. So now what happened? Day one, you got a very nice response, and all many people from your locality start using your website to order food, right? And you have your contact with multiple restaurants and you started providing food to them. Everybody is liking that. And after 1 or 2 weeks, audio is not available. Am I not audible, guys? Can somebody else please tell? Because Kishore is mentioning like audio is not available. Am I
Audible,
audible
sir.
to all of you? Okay,
Audible.
good. Maybe Kishore, you just check your audio setup. I believe rest everybody can hear me clear. Okay. So okay, so where I was, so now the business is set up, right? I'm just giving this as an example how the challenge business were facing before cloud and how those problems are addressed after cloud. That is what I am trying to explain you with a very with a very generic example. This could be happen to any business, right? That was the problem. So now you can see our business has spent their capex part and they had opex part, and now the business is started. So it is working fine now, everything is set up, you and your partners are very happy, finally our business is ready and it is running smooth. After a couple of days, what happened, there was a festive season, Diwali came, right? Or any festival season come. So that day what happened, every day in normally, right, during lunch hour, during that time you are having 3 server, as I told you. For this example purpose, we have 3 servers, and those servers, right, is having some capacity, right? So with that capacity, you can easily manage 50 requests, right? 50 requests per minute, easily you can take it up. Your database application and website were very working proudly, and you estimated, because it is a small locality, initially 50 requests should be enough. But suddenly when Diwali came, you see, before 4 or 5 days of Diwali, many relatives came in that area, many people also came, and they also get a very good feedback from your business. So the number of requests increased from 50 to 200 per minute. So what would happen? The result was your server became slow, because their capacity is 50, right? So instead of 50 requests, when 200 requests came, it is damage. But if you'll see from business point of view, this is a good thing, right? You are getting more business, more people are wanted to order food from you, are using your website. But the bad thing is your infrastructure, right? Try to understand what I'm trying to say. Your infrastructure is not sufficient to handle 200 requests per minute. So what do we have to do? When you talk to your developers, immediately you go and talk to your developers and IT team, IT support team. Guys, what happened? Why our server is slow? Then they mentioned, sir, we have designed as per our initial thought, 50 requests per minute is acceptable. Accordingly, we purchased 3 servers. Now, because of this festive season, we are getting much more than that. That means we are getting 200 requests, 4 times our regular capacity request. That is not acceptable for our server. And because I am a non-IT guy, I am just a business person, so I am asking out of curiosity, what can be done? We cannot say, because if our website will be slow, if people will not get able to place their order, then definitely they will be upset and they will go to our rivals. They will go to Swiggy and Zomato. They will say this new business people does not have a good website, their website is very slow, it is not responding, we are not able to place our order. Then the support engineer developer told me, now, as you can see, the request is also increased 4 times. We have to increase more number of server and other hardware infrastructure as well. Then how many server we need then? We need maybe 12 server, because 3 server, 50 requests, now 200 requests are coming. So 12 servers are required. And believe me, this is a very, very practical scenario happen to every business. So in that case, what you will do? What I will do? I will immediately call to the vendor from which who supplied me the server, right? I called him, boss, We need immediately another 9 server, because we took 3 server, but we need 9 more server immediately. Can you give me? Let me tell you, servers are not just like your biscuit or chocolate, right, which you can go and buy from your nearby grocery. So it has to go these are very costly servers. Each servers are worth of in lakhs, and that need a proper procedure to procure a server. So my vendor told, yes, I can provide, but not over the night. I can provide you maximum in 2 weeks of time. Now you can understand how that will impact your business. Diwali is not going to continue for 2 weeks, right? This is Diwali is only have a impact, or the Diwali offer will be valid only for 5-6 days. If my server will come after 2 weeks of time, how will I manage? That is the big question, right? So one problem is, if your request is increased, right? If your request is increased because of some festive season or because of some offer, then if you are having a on-premises setup means, if you are purchasing your servers or the hardware, infra and software and network, you cannot increase their capacity, right? This thing is called scale up. Scaling up is difficult for you. Okay. But somehow, now let's see, in 2 days time, with some of my good contact, I managed to get the server. Now I get the 9 server. That is fine. This is just anyway, it is a hypothetical scenario. But the big challenge is, my support engineer is only 2 people are there. Developer 3 people are there. I am saying, okay, I got the 9 server, now get them ready. They will say, sir, installing the software, making the network connection, testing, those will also take 5-6 days. That is again second challenge. Setting up the server is not just like a 1 day 1 hour effort, right? That require time. 9 server. Initially we were having 3 server. Now I have to replicate the same application, same operating system in another 9 server. Then we have to connect them through networking. Then we have to put our firewall, security checks, antivirus. Those will take minimum 4 to 5 days. So again, that is another challenge for me. Even if I got the server, first thing is getting 9 server immediately is a big challenge. Even if you are getting, also setting up those server is another challenge, right? So first problem, and if your traffic is suddenly increases, procurement means buying the thing is a problem. Second thing is setting those server is again another problem. Third problem is what? Now suppose setting up is also done, what is the next problem? Now there is no direct problem. Now you can easily afford 200 requests, right? Then the problem will come. Now the Diwali season is over. After 6-7 days, you got a good business, you go make some good profit, you are happy. But after 5 days, what happened? Again, your number of requests comes down from 200 to 50, right? Now you have 12 servers, you have very high configuration, infrastructure is ready, but you are having hardly 50 requests every minute. So what you will do? For 50 requests, as we discussed earlier, 3 server is enough, but now you have 12 server. Do you think that is the ideal thing? You need one house to stay, but because some relative came to your house for a function, so you buy another 2 houses. And the relatives who came for you for a function, obviously that is a temporary thing. And after that they left. What you are going to do with 3 houses when one house is enough? It's a wastage of money for you, right? But because you have 3 houses, so you have to pay electricity bill of all those 3 houses. You have to clean those houses. You have to pay water bill of those houses. If anything is going out of order, you have to correct it. That is an unnecessary burden on you, right? Now the same thing is happening in our business case. Now I have 12 server, but my requirement is only 3 server. So unnecessarily I am paying extra money to manage those 9 server which are not required. Maybe after October, Diwali, next festival could be in December, Christmas or New Year time. That time maybe it will again the request will increase. but the next 2 months nothing is there. That means I have to pay a good amount of operational cost unnecessarily. That is another challenge for the business, right? So this is just a scenario. So now let's see how cloud doing, right? So whenever cloud providers came into the picture, what they did, how they managed, they are. So to understand this problem, I was worried, right? Then one of my friend who is working for a cloud company, he came and told, "Hey Karthik, I heard like you are having this problem. Why are you buying everything from your pocket? Why don't you go for cloud?" Then it sounds interesting to me. Then I asked like, what happened? What will happen if I'll go to cloud? Then he told me, better contact Azure team, right? Because this is Azure session. So instead of any cloud provider, I approached Azure team. Now the Microsoft Azure team came and see my setup. They told like, yes, you did a very big mistake by buying everything or say doing a on-premises setup. Instead of that, you should go for a cloud. We can help you. I told, okay, let me know how you can solve my problem. So what they explained, they told, we are having huge data centers, right? Huge data center across the globe, across the whole world. In those data center, we are having multiple servers, right? So our data centers are multiple servers are there. That's a good thing. Second thing, our data centers power supply is taken care by ourselves. Those are fully air conditioned. So no power problem. Power supply is always there. Cooling system is always there. And high bandwidth networking is there. All security features are taken care by us, both physical security and digital security. Physical security means nobody can go to there. They have their guarded, they have their proper security guards are there. Only authorized person can enter. Second thing is, if any virus attack or anything is also happening, that also will be taken care. They have many support engineers working across 24 cross 7. So they are regularly maintaining, regular maintenance is taken care by them, right? If any server license is expired, they are renewing the license on time. Renewing license, renewing antivirus, everything they are doing it by themselves. Second thing is, it is fully readily available. It sounds very fascinating to me. Yes, I actually, that's a good thing. Then I told to them, these are my problems. I did lot of capex and opex, and still I am not able to handle the situation. Then they checked my checklist and they told, okay, first thing, you don't have to do any purchase of software. This problem will be resolved if I'm going for cloud. Why? Because instead of purchasing 3 server, 5 server, or 8 server, I can simply take Azure services and I can get as many as server as I need anytime. So I don't have to purchase any server. That's a that will save a good amount of money for me. Second, I don't have to care about data center because if I don't have to purchase the server, then definitely it is not my headache where the server is kept. So Azure is providing the server, so definitely those server will be kept in Azure data center. So that is gone. So my office rent will also comes down because whatever cost I was paying for the data center, that will be minimized now, not required. I don't have to also hire many resources to support those support those resources. No support engineer is also required because that maintenance part, support engineer were maintaining my resources, and that will also be taken care by Azure team. So I don't have to pay. So you can see lot many capex cost I am going to save. Now the second point is, what I need, operational cost. operational cost will also be minimized. Why? Because those power bill, whatever electricity bill I was getting, whatever AC bill I was getting, sorry, those will also be not required for me. Okay, so that will be taken care by Azure. So I am very, very happy with the setup. I told like, okay, let me go to Azure. Then I asked them, that is fine. I will get these 3 server and all those infrastructure from you. And in return, I have to pay a very minimal amount for the you services or the resources whichever I'm using. Right? Suppose I'm using 3 server for 1 month, then per server some many minimal amount I have to pay every month. That is one thing. Then out of curiosity, I'm asking, I told them the problem which I faced. Like last time during Diwali time, suddenly my request increases and my existing infrastructure was not ready to meet the requirement. Because of that, lot many challenge I faced, and it also gave me a lot of losses, right? So if such situation will come, because now Christmas is almost coming, how can we do that? Then the Azure team told, don't worry at all, we will be there. So what is happening? Suppose your business is using 3 server, so then we will allocate these 3 server to your business. Nobody else will use. Suddenly, because of some festive season or some reason, suddenly if your requirement is more, you can just place a order and Azure will allocate another whatever number of server you want immediately, and those servers will be already installed and setup part is already done, right? So you can easily get another, not only 9, if you want 90 also we can give you. That's all that make me happy. Then based on my experience, I asked them, okay, that is good, you will give me another 9 server immediately, and those server also already installed, already connected. So within some minute time I will get another 9 server, so that I can easily manage this 200 or whatever additional requests are coming. But after the season is over, after this festive season is over, what will I do with those 9 server? Those will unnecessarily, why will I pay the rent for that? Then as your team tell, don't worry at all. Till the time your festive season is there or your additional requests are coming, you can have those server. So whenever you feel like this season is over, now these your existing 3 servers are enough, you can release them to us. Okay, you can release them, we will take it back. That is surprised me, and that also helped me, gave me a big relief. Now you can understand. I think Kishore again complaining. I think Kishore, you have not joined properly, because I can see in your symbol also it is showing you are on mute or something. So please re-log in yourself, because I guess you are the only person who is having this audio issue. So it is nothing from my end. You have to fix it from your side. I don't know. Maybe let me ping him. Give me a second, guys. Let me ask him to re-log in. Please re-log in. Okay. Okay. So now you can understand how cloud is giving a big relief to any business. First thing is, business does not have to pay any capex cost. Business does not have to pay anything to anything. They don't have to procure anything, any infrastructure related stuff. Second thing is, no data center, nothing is required. Third point is, maintenance will be taken care by cloud provider. Third thing is, security is taken care by the cloud provider. Fourth point is, if any time any scaling up, this is what called scale up, like 5 to 15 or 3 server to 12 server I need, and again from 12 to 3, that scale up or scale down is very easy with cloud provider, if we are going into the cloud thing, right? So these are the benefit Why? Now every organization, whether it is a big organization or it is a medium size organization or a small size organization, everybody wanted to go to cloud so that they don't have to they don't have to take all those unnecessary burden because of the hardware side. If I have to give you an example, I can also take you another example. For example, see, you all have car most likely, right? And you are a you are suppose I am a person with 3 member in my family, so I am having a 4-seater car, right? So now I am having one big function, right? So in because of that big function, around 30 people, different family and friends are coming to my house, and we have decided to go somewhere for a picnic purpose. But I have only one car, 4 people are there, right? So what should I do? 4 people, we have a 3-seater car, 4-seater car, and now 30 people are there. Obviously, everybody cannot go there. So what should I do? Shall I buy another 5 car? That is stupidity. If I am buying also, first thing is I cannot buy it so immediately because the function is just maybe 1 week away. If I have to go to any Maruti or Tata or whatever showroom, they will say minimum 15-20 days waiting period and all those things. And if I am buying also, lot of my money will be unnecessarily blocked, right? And after that function is over, after 1 week, when my friends 30 members will leave to live here and they will go to their houses, what will I do with those 5 extra car? Because I am having only 3 member in my family, what will I do with the 5 car? But rather than that, to manage those 5 car, I have to pay their insurance, I have to clean them, I have to pay some driver cost, I have to do all those unnecessary stuff. So what should I do? I should, instead of buying, I should rent car. I should go book some Ola car or dot cab or yellow cab or all those things, and accordingly based on my requirement also I can get the car. Because I am having 30 member, so maybe I can ask, instead of 4-seater I can go for some bigger van, right? Or I can go for some SUV. So anything I can do, and whenever I'm renting those car, I don't have to manage I didn't buy those car, right? I'm not paying for the driver, I'm not paying for their insurance renewal or license renewal, I'm not giving any road tax for them, I'm not cleaning those car. If those car are not working or out of order, I am not maintaining or preparing sorry fixing those car or repairing those car is not my problem, but I am enjoying the ride. The same thing is happening with the cloud provider. So they will take all your unnecessary burden so that you can focus on your business. Suppose something is, let's take an example of a banking organization. Let's take the example of an insurance company or a telecom company. So if instead of buying, procuring, maintaining those hardware stuff, if they will adopt cloud provider will take all those activity, and these people can focus on their core business. If you are a banker, you should focus on the how you can do the more good banking product. If you are a telecom company, you should think about how you can bring more better telecom product, or you increase your services. That is how the cloud is becoming a big support for any business. Just like digitalization was a mandate or a most important requirement nowadays for any business, the same as is cloud. That is the reason when every organization wanted to go to cloud, definitely the more requirements are more. So when requirements are more, so in the market the resources are more, resource requirement is more. That is why there is a huge requirement in current IT field, and believe me, that will continue for another 5 to 7 years minimum, where there will be a huge demand in the field of cloud. That is why the sooner you will learn any of the cloud, mostly Azure or as my AWS or any of the prime of cloud service, you will have a huge demand in the market and you can easily get a good placement in any of the company. That is the reason many people are opting for these services or these courses frequently. Now I will tell you another small example how cloud providers are helping us in terms of the business. Now you understood all those help cloud providers is giving. Now you can imagine and think about another case study, right? This business is a local business which I am talking in this example, this food. But consider another example where you are working on a business where you wanted to expand your business from India to abroad. That means the product whatever you are selling has a demand in US and Australia, suppose. What you will do? Because earlier it was your business is confined into India, so your data center and all those things were in somewhere in Hyderabad or Bangalore, wherever your business setup was there, you were keeping it. Now your business is expanding and you see there is a demand of your product in US and Australia market. For that reason, what will you do? But the first challenge is because your servers are here, right? Servers are in Hyderabad and Bangalore. When some customer from US or Australia trying to access your website, right? The latency means the gap will be more. That means whenever they will try to access your website, it will be slow in nature, right? So if it is slow in nature, they will be upset. They will say, okay, there is a good company who is selling this thing, but their one demerit is their website is very slow. So let's switch to some other website. That is a very bad thing for you, right? So what you should do? Then whenever we discussed with your engineers, with your team, they told like, sir, we should also set up our own data center in US and Australia and we'll put our servers there so that our US customer and Australia customer will also get a faster response because they are trying to access the server which is there in Hyderabad because of physically India, US, Australia are far away. That is why it is slow in nature. Then that is a big thing, right? Think about a situation, you are a India based company, you don't know anyone in US, you don't know anyone in Australia, and going there setting up a data center, placing your server is a big affair, right? You have to hire some people, you have to hire some data center, you have to do all those setting, and that is a very critical thing. But then you discuss this point also with Azure team, what we will do. Then Azure told, oh, this is the problem. If you will go for Azure, it won't be a problem. Why? Because if you will see Azure in this picture which I am showing you, that shows the data center where globally placed for both Microsoft Azure and Amazon Web Services. All those orange dots are AWS and those blues are Microsoft Azure. What they are saying, if you are going for our cloud service, you can see we are present everywhere. In US we have 5-6 data centers or regions are there. In Australia we have 2 data centers are there. So what you can do, you can set up your server anywhere in the world wherever our data center is there. That itself is resolve the problem. Now my business, when I was thinking how to go to US and I have to hire some people to whom I need to contact, where I will get a server, where I will get a data center, how to do all those setting up. Now all the problems are gone because now I am taking the Microsoft Azure service. They already have multiple data centers in US, so I can easily place my server any of this place. I can take the server from central US or west US or east US, wherever my customer base is there, so that I can easily have to do my setup from India. I don't need to send anyone or I don't need to go there. And automatically, if my web server will be set up in a data center in US, my US customer will also get a faster response. So now you can understand how cloud is continuously helping the business in terms of doing all this support. So now you will say, sir, it sounds very good, but also in return, what Azure and AWS need. So now the point here is, whenever you are going for any cloud provider, right? And these are the things, is these point are called services. If you are going for a server, if you are going for a database, if you take some storage, all those are called services. Whatever services you are using, monthly basis, they will put a charge on that, right? It is something like a monthly rental. So every month end, Azure will send you a property a invoice or a bill to you based on the services you have used in that particular month, because they are not charging you a high cost, and that will be very less in comparison to the cost which you have to spend if you are buying those resources. Okay, so that is how the whole cloud operating system work. I hope you all understand this point. If anyone has any question so far, why cloud is important, we have discussed today. If anyone has any question, feel free to ask me. We'll discuss. Any question? Anybody? Okay. If there is no question, let's go to discuss
Sir, one
some of the.
question, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Satya Harish.
Yes,
Sir,
Suresh.
for business intelligence related, what exact do we need to learn from Azure? Like data analytics part, ETL actions.
Okay. See, are you aware of Azure? Do you know anything about Azure?
No, not much, but just I heard about it only.
Okay.
Like
So
it's a cloud company.
Okay, so the point is, there are many data business analytics related tools are there, which are coming under Azure monitoring and Azure analytics, right? So those things
Mm-hmm.
we will cover it as per the Azure administrator syllabus. Let me take you there. So if you'll see this Azure diagnostic, Azure monitoring, log analytics, insights, virtual net machines and network insights, application and container, these things we will cover part of this course. If you wanted to learn some specific particular topic, you can let me know. I will definitely cover those things, because this course is designed to cover the topics related to Azure Administrator and Azure DevOps. I understand many of you are hearing many things from your friends, colleagues, or relatives and all. So if anyone wanted to learn any specific topic which is which we are not going to cover in this syllabus or in this course content, let me know in advance. I will definitely cover them or cover them for you, so that will help.
Okay, okay. Like Azure, Azure Data Factory and Azure Data Lake. So, like those are they related to the data analytics and ETL actions, right?
Yes, those are the data
Mm-hmm.
analytics. But again, if you'll see, that is the second level topic. This course is
Mm-hmm.
majorly for the basic Azure administrator courses, right? Data analytics
Oh,
and all
okay.
will come under the database stream. If you wanted to
Oh,
learn
okay.
because of any certain requirement from your organization and all, do let me know what exactly you wanted to learn. I can do, because I also take a separate session, separate batches for those topics only. But this is that those things will not cover here. But if you need anything, I will definitely cover those things for you.
Okay, sir. Okay, okay. And those are like the services from Azure, right?
Yes,
Data
yes,
Lake, Data Factory.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
they are like
Those are the
services. Mm.
Yes, those are also the different services, ETL and ELT. As I told you, this is a very basic course for majorly focused towards Azure administrator, because many of our participants are new to IT or new to cloud. So for them, we should focus, we design the course primarily for the administrator level.
Yes, yes, got it. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Yes.
Okay, so now where I was, okay. So now we know how cloud is important and how cloud is solving the business problem. See, guys, you have to always understand one thing. You will see if something is very important or on demand, you should think like why it is important and why it is on demand now. How that is solving a business problem. That is what today we discussed. Now, if everybody is saying cloud is everywhere, cloud is on demand, cloud requirement for cloud is more, then you should, the first thing which come to your mind is why so? Because everybody is shouting cloud, cloud, cloud. That is why I should also say cloud, 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 or I should try to understand why cloud is so important, why the demand in cloud is so more. Now I told you all those things with a very basic business example. If anyone has any doubt on that, always you can reach out to me. We can discuss it further. Now, as you know that cloud is very important and cloud is solving lot of business problem. So let's see what are the different models cloud has. So basically cloud is having two type of model. One is called service model. Another one is called deployment model. This is called service model. This is called deployment model. Under service model, we have three type of clouds are there. Important topic, try to remember. IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. IaaS stands for Infrastructure as a Service. Then PaaS stands for Platform as a Service. And SaaS stands for Software as a Service. Right? So what are those things? Let's discuss. But before going to there, let me give you one small example. Right? So before we are having four setup. Right? You all must have heard about the word on premises by the table. Right? Let me give you one example. So today you are having a birthday party in your home. Right? Some of your friends are coming to your home to join you. Right? So you obviously you will prepare some food for them. That is very basic thing. Now you have multiple choices. What you can do? Let's go one by one. First thing is, let's consider you like to prepare food. You are a foodie and you really enjoy preparing food. So what you will do? Definitely you will made all those food at your home. For that reason, what you need? Obviously you need cheese because you are giving a pizza party, right? So you will bring the pizza, you will bring the cheese, you will bring toppings, you will be sauce, pizza duff means the base. Obviously the you will arrange the oven, electric stove, soda, dining table, all those things you will buy from your site, and you will prepare everything at your home and you will serve it. That is one way. Now just relate that to the business. That means what? Before cloud, what was happening? The same thing here it is. That means if I wanted a business, I have to, what I have to do? I have to buy everything that is on premises. Means I have to buy the networking stuff, I have to buy the storage, I have to buy server, I have to buy virtualization, I have to buy operating system, runtime, data, application, everything I have to do. So this is a scenario which is happened before cloud, or that is called on premises. Remember this word. And in short we will tell on prem, on prem, on prem. So sometimes you may say, what is on prem? On prem is nothing but on premises. On premises means what? I am not going for any cloud. Whatever things I need, I am buying from the market. I need 3 server or five server, I purchased. I need database, I purchased. I need this, and everything I purchased. So that is called on premises. There is no cloud concept here. Second thing, now this cloud, Once the cloud is coming into picture, they are giving us multiple model, right? So there are different type of organizations are there. Some organizations are big organizations, some organizations are small organizations. Considering the type of things, cloud providers are telling, we have designed multiple services model. You can go for them based on your requirement. First one is, as I told you, infrastructure as a service, or IaaS. In IaaS, what will happen? Now let's go back to our pizza example. In that pizza example, I found making, what I will do, I will have my dining table, I will have my soda, I will have my electric stove and this thing. But the pizza dough, means the pizza base, tomato sauce, topping and cheese, I will bring from outside, right? I just click on to big basket, or I went to the nearby shop. I bring all the raw material and then I prepare it at home. All those things. In this case, what happened? Even I prepared the tomato sauce, I prepared the toppings, I prepared cheese and pizza dough, everything I prepared at my home. But here, what is the difference? I go to the nearby grocery shop, I bought the pizza base, I bought the sauce, I bought the toppings, I bought the cheese. But the preparation of pizza, I did by myself at home. Obviously, I prepared the soda and dining table, right? That is called infrastructure as a service. So, how it happens in the business scenario? There are many big organizations are there. Big organizations means you can see TCS, Accenture, or big banks like State Bank of India. So those organizations have many resources, right? They are in their organization at a administrator level resources. So what they are saying, our major problem is to get the database, to get the networking, to get the server. But managing means to setting up those server, we can manage by ourselves. Okay. By the way, why people are going for this different type of server? Only one thing is based, that is how they set up, and that is also another reason to save some more money, right? So in those cases, so if you are going for infrastructure as a services, what you will do, all infrastructure related stuff, virtualization, server, storage, networking, you will get from Azure, right? Remaining things means, now you get the server, but which operating system will be installed, Windows or Linux, that you will decide or you will install it, because you have lot of site support engineer in your organization. You don't want to fire them, you want to use them, and that will also give you more control. Because if you need, suppose, 10 window machine and 15 Linux machine, then you can do it. And tomorrow you wanted to change it from 10 to 5 window machine and 20 Linux machine, that also you can do it, because you have your IT support engineers are there. So that means, what all things you are going to get from Azure? All the infrastructure related stuff, virtualization, server, storage, networking, you get it from Azure. Remaining things like operating system, middleware, runtime, data application, you manage by yourself, right? So that is called infrastructure as a service. That is the first type of service model. Now to understand the second service model, let's go back to again our pizza example. So that is called platform as a service. So here what happens, here you are little bit more lazy now. Okay, you don't want to prepare anything, you are a lazy person, but your friends and colleagues are coming, so you have to serve pizza. What you did, you just phone to Domino, you call Domino, okay, please provide us 5 veg pizza of large size, 3 non-veg pizza of medium size, or whatever your requirement is. And what you prepared, you just prepare the soda, means the, the sarbat or the juice or whatever you want to do, you just prepare it, and you decorated your dining table. Once your friends came, before sometimes the pizza delivery boy also came, and he provided you all the pizza thing, and you just served them. That means what, the things was prepared outside, you just served them, right? So similarly, if we'll come to the platform as a service in the business scenario, what happened? Think about you are a medium sized business, right? You don't have so many person infrastructure team is not there, support team is not there. You only wanted to hire the developers, because if it is a medium sized organization, your priority, you don't want to waste money hiring in many support people. What you can do, you can only you can only hire the developers. You have some Java developer, .NET developer and all, or some who can do the coding in Java, or Windows based or Linux based platform. That case, what you will do, you ask Microsoft team or Azure team, can you give us some platform? They told, what type of platform? We need some Windows platform, or Java platform, or .NET platform. So in that case, what will happen? Apart from providing this virtualization server storage network, they will also install the operating system, middleware and runtime, and they will keep server like that. That means you will get Java installed Windows based 5 server, .NET installed Linux based 3 servers. So all those things will be managed by Azure, and your developer will directly go and start the coding. As I told you, based on your requirement, right? Everything will be designed. Now the third part, that is called platform as a service. So in that case, you don't have any control how many. If you wanted to change 5 Windows server to 3 Windows server, then every time you have to go to Azure, because you don't have any person who can uninstall or install different operating system. The platform, you brought the platform itself from Microsoft. Now, the next point, the last service model is software as a service. When I'm saying software as a service, what happens? In software as a service, you don't need any support engineer, you don't need any developer. Directly, everything will be end user. In our pizza example, what happened? Now here, in this case, for pizza point of view, consider you are the laziest person. You don't want to do anything at your home, but your friends are coming. What you will do? As soon as your friends came, you told, okay, let's go for a party. You took all of them to the Domino's Center, or Pizza Hut, whatever is your liking brand, and then and there itself you gave the party, right? So that means you don't have to prepare anything. Everything will be served, or everything will be done directly in this thing. So neither you have to prepare any dining table, soda, juice or pizza. Everything you will directly go to the Domino Center, ask your friends like what is their preference, order it, pay it. The same thing is also applicable in the business case when we are talking about software as a service. Right now, think there are software as a service as many examples. Right here, everything will be managed by the cloud provider. Everything will be managed by the cloud provider. You must have seen YouTube, you must have seen Netflix or Facebook. There, do you know which platform it is written? Do you know what is the server which are there in the backend? What is their configuration? Nothing. You just get a URL, you just sign up there and start using. You don't know where the developers are located, where the servers are located, whether this is a Windows based server or Linux based server. This code is written in Java or .NET. Nothing is your headache. You just go to YouTube, search your required video and you watch it. That's it. That is how it's called software as a service. So basically, as I told you, based on the need, if you have administrators in your organizations, then you should go for IaaS. The examples are Azure, AWS, GCP, Alibaba Cloud, Rackspace, etc. If you have developers and you need platform for them, then you can go for platform as a service, or PaaS, which is Elastic Beanstalk, Cloud Foundry, Google Cloud, Google Platform, like that. If it is end user based, then you should plan for software as a service, where everything will be managed by the cloud provider. You don't have to do anything. The examples are Facebook, Twitter, Google Drive, Mozilla, YouTube, Netflix, etc., etc. So with that, let's stop our discussion for today. If anyone has any question, feel free to ask me today or in the tomorrow morning before we start the class. And tomorrow we'll start from the different service, different model, which is called the deployment model. If anyone has any question, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you all again tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Thank you. You can stop recording and we can see you all again tomorrow morning. Thank you. Bye.